will never accept you.
When it comes to iconic superheroes, Superman from DC Comics most definitely stands out as one of the most easily recognizable figures. Sporting blue tights, red underwear, and a flowing red cape, our Man of Steel exudes a timeless readiness to leap right into action and save the world. Across the vast landscape of DC Comics narratives, Superman has consistently demonstrated his ability to thwart threats, ranging from outer space to many other dimensions, which has showcased his unwavering commitment to humanity time and again. Now, in the comic book and cinematic realms, Superman is often depicted as the last son of Krypton, after having miraculously survived the cataclysmic destruction of his home planet. Establishing himself as Earth's champion, he spent many years operating from his iconic Fortress of Solitude. So, over time, Kal-El and his multiversal or future iterations have explored the complexities of love and family, finding solace and companionship, particularly with his longtime partner, Lois Lane. Although in the mainstream DC universe, the torch has been passed to Jon Kent, who has grown from being Superboy to assuming the mantle of Superman, emerging as an independent hero. From his early days as Superboy to his present role as a superhero endowed with electrical powers, Jon Kent carries on the legacy of his illustrious father. However, this is not exactly the first time in comic book history where the next generation from Superman's family has taken center stage. Plus, when we take a closer look into various Elseworld stories, in many alternate timelines, Superman's powerful children play many pivotal roles. These narratives explore unique dynamics, introducing Superman's children, specifically focusing on each with their own set of abilities and challenges. Now, in this video, we will explicitly focus on exploring every son or daughter of Superman to have ever appeared in the DC timeline, spanning across alternate realities. So, who were next in line to bear the superhero torch? Without wasting another second, let's get right to it. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Jonathan Kent, Hyperman. Following the success of Kingdom Come, DC Comics introduced the Kingdom, which served as both a sequel and prequel to its predecessor. The storyline unfolds as a menacing villain named Gog travels through time only to murder Superman again and again. He even goes as far as kidnapping a young Jonathan Kent, the son of Wonder Woman and Superman, with the intention of molding him into the future Magog. So, the present Trinity, consisting of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, joins forces with their Kingdom Come counterparts to rescue this endangered child. During the confrontation, baby Jonathan inadvertently slips into hypertime, finding refuge under the protection of his future self, now assuming the superhero identity of Hyperman. In a turn of events, the future version of Jonathan intervenes, ensuring the safety of his infant counterpart, and ultimately returning him to his relieved parents after Gog's defeat. Now, it should be noted that Hyperman inherits the combined powers of Superman and Wonder Woman, along with the unique ability to navigate through time using hypertime. Despite some reservations from fans regarding DC's decision to hyperage Jonathan, the character has evolved into a commendable hero. Assuming the mantle of Superman, Jon Kent ventures into the world to defend and protect. Proudly donning his father's name in iconic costume, the character takes center stage in his own series, titled Superman, Son of Kal-El, and assumes a significant role in the latest sequel event, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, where he leads DC's heroes alongside Nightwing. As an openly bisexual character, Jon Kent embraces his role as his father's son, embodying the enduring spirit of the Superman legacy, and paves the way for new diverse storytelling within the Superman narrative. Lara Kent in the Superman and Batman Generations timeline crafted by John Byrne. A departure from the sliding timescale approach allows for a narrative where time progresses naturally and characters age over the decades. Now, Superman and Lois Lane, central figures in this dynasty-focused tale, become parents to two children. But while Lois was pregnant, her womb was exposed to gold kryptonite, which rendered their son Joel Perry Kent powerless at birth. But their youngest, Lara Kent, inherits powers similar to her father's, though her human lineage limits her strength to half of Superman's. Undeterred, Kara diligently proves herself as Supergirl. At some point, Lara Kent joins the current Batman of their timeline and eventually falls in love with him, but their complex family dynamics intervenes right when she is about to marry him as Joel, manipulated and powered by Lex Luthor, turns against his own sister as Luthor's brainwashing convinces Joel that Superman intentionally denied him powers, fueling a destructive anger. In a heart-wrenching twist, Joel, now empowered, inadvertently kills his sister Kara. However, the same superpower serum that gave Joel his abilities ultimately proves to be fatal, leading to his tragic end.
I will never accept you.
Jordan Kent. After their initial portrayal as Clark Kent and Lois Lane in the Arrowverse, Tyler Hoechlin and Elizabeth Tulloch reprised their role in the spin-off series, Superman and Lois. The show kicks off with the DC power couple retiring to Smallville to nurture their teenage sons, Jonathan and Jordan Kent. Unlike the comic lore, in this continuity, Jonathan doesn't inherit his father's superpowers, while Jordan begins manifesting his Kryptonian abilities. Parallel to the comic iteration of John Kent, Jordan experiences sporadic and explosive bursts of his power initially. As the narrative unfolds, his abilities progressively mature, culminating in a powerful display during a confrontation with his vengeful Kryptonian uncle, Tal-Rho. As his dynamic evolution continues, Jordan's powers hint at the potential for him to emerge as one of Superman and Lois Lane's most powerful offspring in the future. John Lane Kent. When it comes to Superman rogues, Superboy Prime's notoriety finds a shadow in the form of John Lane Kent, who apparently hails from an alternate future as the son of Lois Lane and Clark Kent. Marked by his unstable DNA, John unfortunately passes away, causing the Kent family to isolate themselves from the world to grieve. Now, the malevolent Harvest seizes the opportunity and transports John's body to the past, reviving him with a dark agenda of eradicating all metahumans. The plot thickens when it is unveiled that the New 52's reimagined Superboy, Calel, is in fact a clone of John Lane Kent, as Harvest's attempt to rescue John results in Calel's creation, who, breaking free, assumes the role of a superhero with the Teen Titans. The forgotten legacy of John Lane Kent resurfaces when Calel discovers his true origin and confronts the malevolent John. In a twist, John Lane Kent seizes the Superboy mantle, leading to a conflict that ultimately ends with Calel overcoming his dark predecessor. Ariela, Supergirl. Making an unexpected debut in Superman the 10th Cent Adventure back in 2003, Ariela burst onto the scene, adopting the Supergirl mantle without giving any preamble to the Superman family. The surprise of her arrival naturally prompts Clark to investigate her origins, only to unravel a perplexing revelation that Ariela indeed is the future daughter of Superman and Lois. The twist in the tale comes when Ariela herself discovers her true identity as Mia, a mere human. Despite this revelation, Mia continues to aid the Superman family in various endeavors. It is not until later that readers are confronted with the startling truth that Ariela is a human capable of transforming into a more potent, aged version of Supergirl. Plus, Superman soon uncovers the unsettling reality that Brainiac is the mastermind behind Ariela's existence and has manipulated the situation by splicing Kryptonian DNA onto Mia, implanting false memories in her brain to serve his sinister purpose. As if this is not ominous enough, Ariela becomes the unwitting host for the Yes virus, a creation which was specifically intended to aid Brainiac in dominating humanity. So, faced with the dire consequences of her existence, Ariela makes a heart-wrenching choice. In a bid to prevent the dark future orchestrated by Brainiac, she takes the drastic step of erasing herself from existence, sacrificing her own existence to safeguard humanity from the looming threat of the Yes virus. John Samuel Kent. Jonathan Samuel Kent, the second son of the iconic Superman and Lois Lane, made his debut in Convergence Superman, issue number 2 in 2015. Stepping into the role of Superboy, he embodies the fiery curiosity inherited from his mother Lois, and is named after both his grandfathers, Jonathan Kent and Samuel Lane. The backdrop to John's origin unfolds during DC's 2015 Convergence storyline, where Brainiac's machinations tap Superman and Lois in Gotham City from the post-Infinite Crisis, pre-Flashpoint continuity. Despite their powers being suppressed, Lois gives birth to John. The heroic couple even saves the multiverse, but their original world ceases to exist. Opting to start anew, they settle in the New 52's main universe, assuming the surname White and relocating to California. As John grows, he unravels the mysteries surrounding his family's past and discovers his burgeoning superpowers at the age of 9 as a life-threatening encounter with Intergang prompted his parents to unveil the truth about their extraordinary heritage. In the era of DC Rebirth, Superman continues John's training, introducing him to the Justice League as Superboy. John later joins forces with Damian Wayne, his longtime friend, forming the dynamic duo known as the Super Sons. To this day, their adventures mark the evolution of a new generation of heroes in the ever-expanding legacy of the Man of Steel. Oor Raw. Oor Raw and her twin brother, Oor Raw, made their debut in Action Comics 1038 as young Phalosians from Warworld, descendants of the House of Raw, a Kryptonian lineage that allied with the Phalosians in the distant past. The siblings faced a tragic upbringing as their homeworld, New Phalosia, fell victim to a Warworld attack, claiming the lives of their parents and older brother. Raised in captivity, the twins assimilated into Warzone culture, idolizing Mongol and anticipating their turn in the arena. Luckily, the Super Twins found an unexpected twist of fate with the liberation of Warworld, as they were welcomed into the House of El by Lois and Clark and adopted by the couple. But Oor Raw's protective nature toward her brother, stemming from their years in captivity, now becomes a source of conflict. Labeled as outcast despite the House of El crest they bear, Oor Raw grapples with frustration and anger. Superman and his family shoulder the responsibility of guiding the Super Twins toward a path of compassion and justice, potentially jeopardizing the trust Superman has painstakingly built with Earth's inhabitants. As public sentiment hangs in the balance, the fallout from this emotional turmoil threatens human-alien relations, providing adversaries with the ammunition needed to disrupt the delicate equilibrium. The repercussions may tip the scales in favor of those seeking to exploit the situation, potentially escalating tensions between Blue Earthers and the government. Ariela Kent. Ariela Kent's only unique challenge lies in her overwhelming power, making her debut in Supergirl issue 1,000,000 from 1998. Ariela is no ordinary Superman child, boasting an extraordinary power set. In the distant 853rd century, this 6-year-old proves to be a force of chaos wherever she treads. Ariela's origin story weaves through a cosmic tapestry, involving the pre-crisis version of Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, as Linda Danvers, the Supergirl of that era, makes a fateful decision to return to pre-crisis Earth and inadvertently falls in love with Earth, one Superman. Yep, you guessed it right. Chaotic Ariela Kent is a love child, but their narrative takes a poignant turn when the Spectre intervenes, revealing that pre-crisis Supergirl must return to her own timeline. So, Linda, committed to safeguarding her daughter, strikes a deal with the Spectre. In a dramatic moment in Supergirl issue number 80, Linda's final act as Supergirl involves sending Kara back to her destined demise in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. As Linda retires from her superhero mantle, Ariela, armed with her extraordinary abilities, is last witnessed flying around space, all by herself. On a side note, this Superman offspring is possibly the most powerful child in the family, given that her powers surpass both Supergirl and Superman. Lara. In another alternate timeline depicted in The Dark Knight Strikes Again, a new Supergirl emerges as the daughter of Superman and Wonder Woman, raised by Wonder Woman among the Amazons to conceal her from the oppressive regime led by Lex Luthor and Brainiac. Lara Kent's existence remained a well-guarded secret, as the tyrannical duo aimed to exploit her powers to solidify their control over the world. Lara finally reveals herself when she intervenes to save her father from Brainiac's clutches. Fueled by her unique Kryptonian Amazonian physiology and extensive Amazon training, she assumes no superhero alias but becomes a pivotal force in overcoming Brainiac's domination. In a turning point, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Lara unite with Batman to mount a counter-offensive against Brainiac, playing a crucial role in liberating the nation from tyrannical rule. In addition to this, inheriting the combined powers of her super parents, Lara experiences no diminution of strength, distinguishing her from many of Superman's half-human offspring. Though initially unfamiliar with her father, Lara's eagerness to learn about him unfolds as they finally connect. Despite limited experience as a superhero, Lara later again collaborates with Batman in the fight against Brainiac's extraterrestrial forces, showcasing the strength of a legacy forged in the crucible of rebellion and resistance. Connor Kent. Within the vast tapestry of DC Comics, Connor Kent stands out as a powerful hero, uniquely crafted from the genetic amalgamation of Superman and Lex Luthor. Yep, you heard that right. Debuting in the aftermath of Superman's demise, Connor assumes the mantle of Superboy in Metropolis, navigating a journey marked by growth, heroism, and resilience. Now, Connor's evolution as a hero includes stints with the Teen Titans, confronting mortality through death and resurrection, and a mysterious hiatus from continuity. While his role as Superboy was succeeded by John Kent, the son of Superman, Connor remains a compelling contender to inherit Superman's legacy. Despite the assumption that John has taken over, Connor possesses the ideal combination of experience, power, intelligence, and unwavering determination. Adam Kent. In the alternate future presented in JLA, Created Equal, a devastating virus eliminates nearly all men on Earth, leaving only Superman and Lex Luthor unaffected. So, Superman, concerned for the survival of unborn male children, creates with his Kryptonian DNA, chooses self-imposed exile in space. Meanwhile, Lois Lane, pregnant, gives birth to their son, Adam Kent, as the women of the DC Universe take charge of the planet. Upon Superman's return, a grim reality unfolds as Lex Luthor manipulates Adam, poisoning his mind with misogynistic views and convincing him that women are inferior. confined to Paradise Island and trained by the Amazons. Adam leads his superpowered brothers in a rebellion against the women he believes to be lesser. So, Superman intervenes to confront his son, urging him to abandon the misguided fight. Despite lacking a positive male role model, Adam's vulnerability to Luthor's influence raises concerns about his gullibility and the responsibility that comes with his extraordinary powers. The narrative underscores the peril of allowing someone like Lex Luthor to exploit power imbalances and manipulate perspectives, even in a world where traditional gender roles are upended. Carol and Jane Kent. In the captivating tale of Superman, Secret Identity, we find Clark Kent navigating a world where superheroes exist solely within the pages of comic books. Named after the legendary Superman, Clark discovers that he mysteriously possesses superpowers and embarks on a clandestine superhero career inspired by his namesake. Mirroring the classic Superman narrative, Clark's life intertwines with Lois Shadari, and their love story unfolds, culminating in marriage. Balancing his secret heroic exploits, Clark becomes a successful writer. The story takes a poignant turn as his twin children, Carol and Jane, also manifest his superpowers. As Superman's powers gradually wane, he gracefully retires. Confident that his daughters will carry forward the legacy of heroism, Clark's dedication to making the world a better place for his family resonates, and his twin daughters, instilled with the desire to honor their parents, step into the roles of superwomen. Overall, a very cute family tale. Chris Kent. Chris Kent, the son of Zod and Ursa, stands as living proof that one can transcend their parental legacy. Originally born as Lord Zod, he escaped the Phantom Zone, finding an unexpected family in the Kents, who embraced him as their own and bestowed upon him the name Christopher. Despite lacking a direct relation to Superman, the Kents provided him with a loving home, but Chris's arrival coincided with the escape of Zod and his army, leading to a perilous attack on Metropolis. In a courageous act, Chris returned to the Phantom Zone, sealing the malevolent forces within. Emerging later as a fully grown adult, Chris, alongside the Kandorian Thara Akvar, assumed the roles of ancient Kryptonian dragon gods, taking on the persona of Nightwing on New Krypton. He harnesses the powers of these deities, gaining unique abilities such as shadow manipulation and teleportation. In an alternate reality on Earth-16, Chris takes up the mantle of Superman's successor and becomes a member of the Just, showcasing the versatility of his character across different storylines. John Kent. In the captivating Elseworlds tale Son of Superman, a teenage John Kent experiences a sudden manifestation of superpowers, marking an alternate journey for the character before his present role as Superman. Unlike the current narrative where John has taken up the mantle of Superman, the 1999 story unfolds in a reality where Superman has been absent for 15 years. Confronted with the revelation of his father's identity, John Kent, in a world without Superman, dons the iconic costume to embark on a quest to locate his missing father. However, his path is fraught with challenges, pitting him against adversaries like Lex Luthor, who has seized control of the Justice League and imposed total dominance over America. As John's adventures unfold, the story introduces a clash of ideologies between father and son. When John finally reunites with Superman, their differing perspectives, with John embodying a modern mindset and Clark adhering to a more traditional philosophy, become a focal point. Despite their differences, father and son find common ground to unite against looming threats and save the world once again. The Elseworlds narrative explores the complexities of legacy, identity, and the enduring spirit of heroism in the absence of the iconic Superman. Jason White. In 2006's Superman Returns, director Bryan Singer picked up the narrative from the original live-action franchise, offering a continuation of the iconic superhero story. However, the sequel faced challenges, possibly arriving on the cinematic scene after a significant delay. Upon Superman's return from an extended sojourn in space, he discovers a changed world where everyone in his life has moved forward. Attempting to reconnect with Lois Lane, he encounters a revelation that she is married and now has a son named Jason White. Portrayed as a sickly boy with asthma, Jason unknowingly holds clues to his true parentage because his peculiar reactions to kryptonite and displays of super strength, especially in protecting his mother during a confrontation with Lex Luthor, hint at a lineage intertwined with Superman's. As the truth unfolds, Superman learns of his paternal connection to Jason and, reinvigorated with a sense of purpose, vows to stay on Earth and resume his role as the defender of the innocent. Clark Kent Jr. Over the years, Superman Jr. has taken on various iterations, with one of the earliest versions teaming up with Batman Jr. to form the inaugural Super Sons in a future setting. As the son of Superman and a human mother, Clark Kent Jr., aka Superman Jr., inherits half the strength, endurance, and durability of his legendary father, while also maintaining iconic abilities such as heat vision, super breath, and super speed. In a narrative twist, Superman Jr. and Batman Jr. initially rebel against the towering legacies of their famous fathers. Opting for an act of defiance, the two embark on a road trip in search of their own identities. While their journey eventually leads them to embrace their roles in carrying forward their father's legacies, a surprising revelation emerges. The existence of the Super Sons, turns out, is merely a creation of a computer simulation. Hunter Prince, adopted son of Superman. In the future depicted in Justice League Legacy, Hunter Prince emerges as the son of Wonder Woman and, interestingly, the adopted son of Superman. Approximately 22 years ahead, all the children of the Justice League have been left behind on Mount Olympus for safety, which really is a poignant moment as their parents meet their fate in battle. Hunter's origin takes a unique turn when Wonder Woman, upon his birth, reportedly abandons him, allegedly due to his gender. However, Superman and Lois Lane step in as compassionate parents, adopting and raising Hunter alongside their biological son, John. The familial dynamic unfolds, with Hunter becoming part of the Super Sons, where he goes on to share many adventures with John and Damian. Lara Lane Kent, Injustice. Lara Lane Kent, portrayed as the deceased daughter of Superman and Lois Lane in the 2013 video game Injustice, remains a poignant figure despite being unnamed. In the game, she is referred to as Superman's unborn child, or simply remembered on her tombstone as Baby Kent. The narrative unfolds tragically in Injustice, Gods Among Us, where Superman experiences the joy of learning about Lois Lane's pregnancy, only to face a devastating turn of events orchestrated by the Joker. Driven by fear toxin, Superman inadvertently causes Lois's death. Despite the grim reality, the comic tie-in Injustice, Year 3, unveils an alternate dream world, providing a glimpse into what Lara's life could have been if she and her mother had survived. In this alternate reality, Lara inherits her father's invulnerable powers and grows up to embrace the heroic mantle of Superwoman. This bittersweet exploration delves into the profound impact of choices and circumstances on the lives of iconic characters in the Injustice universe. Lara Lane Kent, Mixes Pitalik's future. Here, Lara Kent was the potential future daughter of Superman and Lois Lane, and made her debut in Adventures of Superman issue number 638, presented to the iconic couple by the mischievous imp Mixes Pitalik. Lara's existence unfolded as a glimpse into a possible future. In this alternate timeline, Superman and Lois witness Lara's growth, from childhood to adopting the mantle of a superhero. The whimsical Mixes Pitalik takes on the roles of both godfather and babysitter in this narrative, adding a touch of playful complexity to the familial dynamic. As Lara matures, she joins forces with her father in the ongoing battle against the notorious Lex Luthor, showcasing her inherited superpowers in the pursuit of justice. Richard Kent. Richard Francis Kent takes center stage as the eldest son of Superman, aka Kal-El, and Lois Lane in the captivating narrative of Superman, the Feral Man of Steel, as presented in Superman Annual Issue number 6 in 1994, drawing inspiration from classic tales like The Jungle Book and Tarzan. This unique storyline unfolds in the Indian jungle. In this intriguing narrative, the Man of Steel is raised by wolves, adopting a feral existence and evolving into a protector of the British Empire. Within this untamed setting, Richard Francis Kent emerges as the firstborn, showcasing a unique upbringing surrounded by the wild elements of the jungle. Adding to the familial dynamic, Richard's siblings, MRR and KRK, become integral characters in this Jungle Book-inspired narrative. The juxtaposition of Superman's iconic legacy with the primal surroundings creates a fascinating exploration of nature versus nurture, lineage, and the enduring spirit of heroism. Calel II. Calel II, introduced in Superman issue number 166 back in 1964, stands as the son of Superman with an undisclosed mystery woman, and he shares a unique dynamic with his twin brother, Jor-El II. In this narrative, Kal inherits his mother's human traits, but lacks the superpowers synonymous with his illustrious father. As Kal grapples with his human limitations, he becomes increasingly introverted, prompting Superman's concern. In an attempt to provide Kal with a more empowering environment, Superman relocates him to another planet where superpowers abound. However, as Kal gets homesick, Superman pursues an elixir to grant his son abilities. Unfortunately, the elixir unintentionally renders Kal invisible, adding a layer of complexity to their efforts. The narrative unfolds further as Kal is humiliated after being kidnapped and subsequently rescued by Superman, seeking to boost his self-esteem. Superman decides to enroll Kal and Jor in school in Kandor, the twin brothers, adopting the identities of Nightwing and Flamebird. embark on a journey to thwart the Raider, only to discover that the threat has transcended Kandor. The tale reaches its climax as Cal travels back in time to Krypton, encounters his grandfather, and unravels the mystery behind the Raider's origins. Returning to the present, Cal plays a pivotal role in rescuing his father and brother from green kryptonite, culminating in the defeat of the Raider, who is banished into the Phantom Zone. Zod, Superboy. In a distant future, Lord Superman and Wonder Woman of the Justice Lord's timeline sought to bioengineer the ideal heir for their throne on Earth, blending Kryptonian and Amazonian technology. The result was a child named Zod, who tragically fell into the clutches of Brainiac. After being abducted and raised in the Phantom Zone by Jax Ur, Zod became a powerful weapon. On a side note, the emergence of Zod first unfolds in the Justice League 2.0 arc from Batman Beyond 2.0. Now, Superman from the Batman Beyond universe ultimately rescues Zod from the Phantom Zone, integrating him into the Justice League as Superboy. Possessing the powers of Superman coupled with unique control over technology, Zod proves pivotal in defeating Brainiac and gaining the team's trust. However, when Zod finally encounters his real parents, he rebels against their ideals, distancing himself from both Lord Superman and Wonder Woman, while staying back with his adoptive family. Marvelous verdict. Although some of the characters from this list seem to have the potential to live up to the Superman legacy, nobody really resonates as hard with the Man of Steel as his favorite son, John Kent. Even then, the OG Clark Kent will forever be irreplaceable, irrespective of how many generations take over. So, who according to you are the top 5 for the strongest among Superman's children? Let us know in the comment box below. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.